Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Oh my God, there's deer looking at me right now. Hello, deer. Wow, are you kidding me? I'm sitting outside. It's like dusk, and I'm just trying to catch the last rays of sunlight here while I was doing this video. And right now, there's a little deer couple. See if I can zoom in here with my phone so you guys can see it. They're just walking around there in the back. What? Come on, focus, phone. They just left into the forest. Oh well. That's what happens when you shoot in a place like this. Sometimes it also happens at my mom's house because the deers visit the field there, but that was kind of random. They were just standing right over there looking at me. But hey, that's a different start to a review. But yeah, we're cracking some more beer, catching the last final rays of sunlight, trying some beers out here on the patio, even though it's a bit chilly. But the conditions for shooting right now are pretty decent. It's not too overexposed. So we're cracking some beer. This one is one that's been in the cellar for a very long time that a lot of people wanted reviews of, but it's one of those. It's a Belgian blonde. It's a Belgian strong ale. It could just sit. We don't have to drink it now, but it's made with spices, so maybe we should have drunk it earlier. I don't know. We'll see. But it's one of those. I think every beer geek has a beer where it's like, it goes to the back, goes to the back, goes to the back. But now I brought it here. It's like, now we're going to drink it. These people, my in-laws might enjoy it. We'll see. They like Belgian beer, but this is a bit out there. This is from Jackie O's and Casita Cerveceria, and this is their Carrots and Sticks. A couple of you guys have told me that this is one of your favorite kind of Belgian-inspired different beers, and we got mosquitoes. Kind of slightly different Belgian beers. It's a 13.9% Belgian strong blonde ale with walnuts, lemon zest, raisins, carrot puree, and vanilla beans, and it's been aged in bourbon barrels, and the spices are cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg, and lemon zest. And it's fermented with Nordic Kveik yeast as well, which is something I often mostly associate with homebrewers. A lot of homebrewers love Kveik yeast. It ferments real fast. So they first what they did is that they talked about doing this collaboration since 2015, and this bottle is from 2018. So it is like 3 years old now. But they were talking about doing this beer, fusing like a quad and a triple type recipe and doing it like a carrot cake. So they ended up doing this Belgian blonde. And as I said, they did a Belgian blonde strong base, and then they added all these spices and walnut and everything, and then they fermented with the Nordic Kveik yeast, and after that added carrot puree, and then rested it in bourbon barrels, and for 14 months, and after that they added the vanilla beans, Ugandan vanilla beans. So it sounds pretty damn cool, and it still smells like carrot cake when I was pouring it, so I'm pretty stoked about this, actually. Let's check it out. Pour is a very nice color. Well, no, actually not. It's really muddy brown. It almost looks like brown tap water. If you've ever been to one of those very, very shady hotels, like open the tap water and it's like rust water coming out first before the clean water. Well, it happens some places. I think it's called aga or something in Danish. Whatever, random little quote there or transition there, but it looks, yeah, it's quite brown. I think it could be a little bit of oxidation as well because it's an old bottle, but hey, I don't know for sure 100%. Pouring out, there was a little bit of a foamy off-white head. Let's check out the aroma. Yeah, it smells a bit like carrot cake. It kind of reminds me of the pumpkin ale tradition in the States. Like there is like that kind of, it is definitely like a sweeter carrot profile than actual like pumpkin, but it totally reminds me of that. But it has a Belgian expression. There's like phenolic spice, and there's like yeah, that classic kind of phenolic, spicy, and soft kind of bready flavors you get from Belgian blondes. Not so much fruitiness, but I think that's because of the age. Because often Belgian blondes have a big pronounced fruitiness, and both triples and quads also do, but it's more like dark fruit. There's definitely some of that there, but that could also be due to oxidation. But there's totally a carroty vibe. It's soft, mellow spices. There's definitely a little bit of a cinnamon. There's a little bit of the all-spicy clove thing, but it smells more like a generic false autumnal spice right now. I think it's because of the age. Spices usually drop out a bit, but the bourbon really shines. Huge pupper, sweet fudgy bourbon, and sweet fudgy bourbon paired with like carrot cake and vanilla. It's almost like vanilla frosting. Almost. But the thing is, like, it doesn't smell like crazy fake pastry beer. It smells like real beer. Or not real beer, that's also real beer, but old school beer. But with spices and like carrot cake-esque flavors. Think of pumpkin ales done in a different way. And I want to bet these dogs barking right now is because of those deer. It smells really good. It smells like it aged quite well. Let's try it. Cheers. Thanks to Beer Dome for the beer. Ooh. Yeah. Wow. That aged gracefully. Man, that is really good. Big, sweet, like fudgy, bready, almost like bread crust. Almost, it's totally like the sponge cake in a carrot cake. Like bready, spongy, sponge cakey flavor. Because of also the spices. Like, I think the spices are more pronounced than the flavor. It's like subtle alcohol warmth too. Like, it's really like balanced, like crazy. I think this would have been really over the top fresh. Right now it's really balanced, but it's not like too mellow either. 13.9%, almost 14%. Oh, that's really good. Really nice bourbon fudge. Like, it's not like crazy thick or anything, but it's also Belgian blonde. And I will say it could almost taste like a pumpkin, like a light brown ale or something like that, because a lot of the Belgian phenolics and fruitiness and everything, they are there lightly, but they're like what really dominates is like spices and like vanilla and bourbon. And I think a lot of those kind of bright yeasty flavors also died down a bit, and there is definitely also a hint of oxidation. There is like a dark fruity vibe that tastes more like oxidation dark fruit than yeast dark fruit. Sounds weird, but when you drink a lot of beer, you can kind of distinguish between flavors like that. It tastes more like it's oxidative dark fruit flavor, like that kind of almost like sherry pruny thing, than it is actual like fruitiness from yeast. So it could, like, if you gave it to me blind, I might think. I think my first thought would be that this is a pumpkin ale, but it isn't. It's a carrot cake Belgian beer in bourbon barrels. Nice fudgy bourbon, nice pronounced vanilla. Awesome and, like sweet but also dry. There is definitely, like, I think I am getting some phenolic though, like that Belgian spicy yeast character, like the clovey or something, and then you get the spices on top to boost that. And there is a generic fruitiness, maybe stewed red apple or something like that, or stewed apples. But I think that's a combination of like different things. It's not necessarily the yeast alone. Um, but it's really good. It's really drinkable. Lightly, ever so lightly chilled. Like, fridge for like, well, I ended up having it in the fridge for a day, but it's been out for like 40 minutes or so. Like, I wanted this to heat up a bit more because of the style, but it's awesome. It's really good. That being said, I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit more, maybe with just a year of age. Like, everything is like mellow and intertwined, but almost too mellow. I think this fresh is really a really really dope Belgian beer. I'm pretty sure like a lot of people, if you love Belgian beer, but you also have a knack for like liking spicy beers and spiced beers, you like this a lot. It's really good. It's really good. It's like a 94. I don't want to call it world class beer, but it's damn close. I'd imagine again, fresh. This is world class. This is an example of me sitting on a beer for too long in the cellar. Unfortunately, even though it's still drinking phenomenally. I'm not sure how people are going to feel about it inside because they don't like bourbon and stuff like that. So maybe they won't like this too much. Maybe I'll sit with this one myself. We'll see. But it's got a great bourbon profile, which is really nice. It's like that fudgy vanilla and caramelly, just like bourbon fudge, which is what you want from beers like this, or at least the barrels, not beers like this. A traditional Belgian beer, you wouldn't want that, but it suits it, and it suits it with all the spices. It's bringing like that almost like crusty, ready a sponge cakey flavor. I can totally see the inside of a carrot cake with the spices and everything, and the breadiness of malt and whatnot. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually glad I got this. Oh man, I'm sure it would have been amazing fresh. Also, the dark fruit stuff I talked about, oxidation, it could also just be the raisins. But man, I think I'm afraid I sat on this a little too long. But it's still drinking great though. It's still a great beer. So, yeah, if you guys had a chance to try Jackie O's and Casita Cerveceria's Carrots and Sticks, Let me know what you thought of it. Finally cracked my bottle, and it's still very tasty. So if you guys had it, let me know. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I think that will be the last review today because the sun has almost set. And you can see that by the not so good lighting conditions on this video. But hey, we'll manage today. So cheers, guys. And thanks to Brewing for the beer. And see you in another beer review.